This is the announcer bunny saying, this is the announcer bunny saying, now watch this.
Coming up on What's Up, recapping the 2018-2019 Hawaii High School Athletics season. Also looking ahead at the University of Hawaii's men's basketball season and their next season coming up. Also, the Hawaii High School football will be using instant replay in the state tournament. And what do we know so far? Coming up on What's Up. What's up, guys, and welcome to What's Up. We have so much to talk about and to discuss, and so much feelings for what we have here today. But before we get into that, I want to give a huge shout out to the new member of my crew, the announcer bunny. The announcer bunny today. Thank you so much for giving that great intro today. He'll be joining the crew today as well. Hopefully I can put him in pretty much every YouTube video that I do post, on my Watts boards, JM Magic, and my JM Watts TWR. But thank you, Announcer Bunny, for today. Now let's get into what we're going to talk about, and let's go into what's new. So what is new here for today? We're going to be recapping the 2018-2019 Hawaii High School athletic season, as pretty much nothing significantly happened over the course of the season, except for the fact that the ILH has pretty much dominated the state tournament, so winning pretty much 90% of the state championships that the HHSAA had during the 2018-2019 athletic season. And my take on that, it's awesome to see them winning, but again, you hate to see that it's being one-sided and that other leagues and schools, don't have the same opportunity as them, to win a state title, and not getting the sunshine, and the show dominance as well. St. Louis, football, they've won another football title, making a three-peat. Punahou just recently winning the baseball state title on Maui, possibly recreating a dynasty of what it was in the 2000s, and also Marino winning their second boys basketball title as well in school history. But just to name a few of ILH teams winning state titles, not that I have any grudge or thing against the ILH. It's just that you want to see a fair game being played. But at the end, if the ILH teams, they have really competed a hard season, and except for St. Louis, I don't think other than St. Louis they have gone undefeated. Such things like that. But I think it's a tough season, regular season in the ILH, and because of that, it has made them stronger. And I believe that that has contributed to ILH teams winning the state titles this year, and it could also be a better result for ILH next year as well. Also, continuing to what's new, the University of Hawaii men's basketball team. If you haven't watched the previous episode of Watch Sports, they have signed 2 new guys that will be joining the team for the 2019-2020 campaign. But looking back at what they have accomplished last season, it was a pretty sad ending to the season. Losing with, I believe, point something to go, to Long Beach State, and to see guys like careers such as Sharif Jermaine, Brock Steptoe, Jack Purchase, their University of Hawaii basketball careers to end in that way. But again, looking ahead though to the 2019-2020 ahead, we still have Drew Buggs, we still have Raimo, we still have Samuta Avea, and many more guys. But thinking about what they have done recruiting wise around Ganot, bring in Bernardo da Silva and Justin Webster. Both of them 3-star recruits. I forgot to mention that in the Watch Sports segment if you haven't watched it, but yeah, it's huge additions to the team, and hopefully after tasting defeat in a sour way, and bringing in these new faces that could be possibly stars in the future after Raimo, Bugs, and Samuta go. I think the University of Hawaii basketball's future is very bright. And I think what Eran Ganot and his staff is doing is unbelievable. Well, not only just taking the University of Hawaii to NCAA basketball, but also making them well recognized in the NCAA Division I basketball community. Because you see the Dukes with Zion William, Kentucky with Coach Calipari, and then this year was Virginia winning the tournament. I mean, even though Hawaii is considered a small market in a small conference, not a power conference, a non-power conference, excuse me. I think that they're going in the right direction, and hopefully there will be better seasons than we'll have a better season ending than last year, and I believe and the year before. And also, what's new on What's Up here is our Hawaii boys that play baseball here in Hawaii for high school or for the University of Hawaii are getting drafted earlier this month here in the MLB draft. Just to name a few names here: Shane Sasaki, who went 99th overall to the Tampa Bay Rays and signed a bonus of $475,000, which is a lot of money now these days. He'll be joining the Tampa Bay Rays organization and will be playing pro ball. Dylan Thomas went the University of Hawaii's closer went in the 13th round. And I believe he also signed his contract to play pro ball for the Twins organization. And Dylan Thomas is one of the highest draft picks as I'm looking at the draft tracker and notes here. And this is what I have here. Dylan Thomas is one of the highest UH draft picks since 2011, when this guy named Colton Wong went 16th overall to the St. Louis Cardinals in the first round, and Lenny Linsky in the second round, followed by Blair Walters in the 11th round. But don't worry, guys. Also, there are several more other players that are drafted as well who had Hawaii ties. Cody Paiva, a Kamehameha alum who pitched for Loyola Marymount University this past season, was also drafted in the second round by the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins, who also have Jordan Yamamoto, a starting pitcher who's doing amazing up there on the big show. He'll be joining the Marlins organization. I don't know if he's going to be joining, but he did get drafted. Also another big name for Hawaii high school baseball here that got selected was Michael Yonamine, a catcher for Iolani. Is the second Iolani baseball player to be taken in the draft. If I'm not mistaken, he did sign with the he did sign with the Philadelphia Phillies. He's here as I'm looking at my notes here. I don't know how much or what the contract was, but he did sign a contract to play pro ball for the Philadelphia Phillies. And also finally, Anthony Ho'opili Tuione Toa also got selected in the MLB draft in the 30th round by the Texas Rangers. Excuse me. Ho'opi'i, was a right-handed pitcher. Currently is at Pierce Community College. Last year in the 2018 draft, he was picked in the 16th round by the Minnesota Twins, but elected to go play college ball instead. No word on if he will sign with the Texas Rangers or not. But that is it for the draft, and that is it for what's new. Now, guys, we're gonna get into what's cooking here, as we're gonna be talking about a lot of kind of heated topics and we're very opinionated topics. In this segment of our show here, and our first one is not really it's not a controversial one, but it is my thoughts on the recruiting here for Hawaii high school football here. As I said before in the last episode of Wats Sports, the latest commitment to come out from a Hawaii high school football athlete was Matt Sykes of St. Louis, a wide receiver just committed to UCLA. He committed yesterday, June 27th. But also June was a busy month for Hawaii football athletes committing to their dream school. If they do stay with their school that they're committed, we'll see what happens there. But just to name a few big names that did commit within that span of from my last post, that was in I believe it was around Halloween to now, for the class of 20. Now I'm talking about the class of 2020 here, of course, and that is Jordan Botello going to Notre Dame. He committed in April. His teammate Nick Herbig also committed to Wisconsin earlier this month as well. There also another St. Louis boy, Roman Wilson, wide receiver. He never commit, but he has a buffet of offers for us to choose from. He is undecided. Okay, sorry guys for my dog here being a distraction, but continuing on what I'm trying to say about Hawaii high school football recruiting here. Just to name some other football athletes other than the St. Louis guys, that I just mentioned before. Ope Lo'ulu, excuse me, sorry I butchered that name, but he was originally at St. Francis, but St. Francis closed sadly. He earlier this month committed to Oregon. Muelu Iosefa, a linebacker for middle line, committed to University of California at Berkeley. Shane Cady, also another middle line boy, committed to Oregon State. I'm just looking down at all of the guys that do have a D1 scholarship. It's just unbelievable what Hawaii high school football has grown into. Thanks to guys like Marcus, Tua, and Jordan, and many other guys that gave Hawaii high school football athletes hope that they do have an opportunity to play at the next level and do big things. Not only at the University of Hawaii, but at also bigger schools as well. But again, I also wish that we can keep these athletes here at home too, at the same time. But I just know that there's greater opportunity, just talking to, some, other athletes, that have D1 scholarships, especially to big schools, that I just mentioned, as well, but I think that, Nick Rolovich and his staff are doing a great job trying to keep them home. I just think that if we can somehow keep them home, I really do think that they will have a legitimate chance. Just not to just play or just get a scholarship, but to be but to also get exposed as well. Because Hawaii football has grown into a big thing now, that we have so many passionate people, passionate fans out there. I mean, I'm not just talking about University of Hawaii, but other you know but other for high schools and and all that. I mean, it's just a huge thing to see. Hawaii guys just doing it big. Wherever they may go. All right, guys. Now we're gonna get into some controversial topics now, and that is Hawaii high school football will be using instant replay. Yes, I said that before in my previous video on Wats Sports, but I'm gonna go into more detail on what when and how they're gonna be using the instant replay format. So by my accounts and what I've read here by people, from Hawaii Prep World and Scoring Live that have written out articles about the Hawaii athletic directors and the HHSAA committee approving that is that yes the instant replay would be only used during the state tournament games. So that means if it's just a regular season meeting between Punahou or St. Louis, Mililani, Campbell, or whatever, if it's just a regular season meeting, they're not going to use instant replay. It'll be only used during the state tournament, and also they'll only be using instant replay at Aloha Stadium. So if instant replay was used last year in the Hawaii High School Football State Tournament, there will be only 5 games that would have been qualified to use instant replay, and that was the Open Division semifinals, which were played by Mililani Campbell and St. Louis and Kahuku, excuse me, and also the 3 state title games as well. Making it the 5 possible games that could have been used for the state tournament for instant replay. Now, this is what was very interesting, and that was that a lot of officials and referees, not a lot, but like quite a few of them, they did want instant replay. I mean, I forgot what was the count for having instant replay being used, but I think that in the world that we live in today with technology and computers, cameras, and with how our world works today, I think we instant replay is a must now. If it is possible, especially now that instant replay now these days is it's not only being used just in football, and now that the HHSAA for the state football championships will be using it at Aloha Stadium, but also we're talking about football. Baseball adopted an instant replay. Basketball, we see pretty much every game. There's an instant replay at the end of a basketball game, and even ice hockey, and even also the FIFA World Cup. The women's FIFA World Cup. Instant replay being used in those games as well. So I mean, I don't know why I don't know why many people don't want instant replay. I just think that instant replay, is the more fairer way of it's the more fair way of of doing things, and I mean not that I don't like the referees or I don't trust them, I mean, I believe they do a good job, but with how much is at stake though, I believe that instant replay has to be used in today's world. I mean, like it or not, let me know in the comments what you think about instant replay as well. I mean, just a huge thing to add on for Hawaii high school's football state tournament. And finally, on what's cooking, and I am literally boiling I'm over the top on this one, and I am just not happy about this one, and that is that the University of Hawaii baseball team, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just lost of words. It was just so embarrassing to see what they have of their season. Going 20-30 and 8-16 in conference play. It's just sickening.
Oh, Lord.
It's just sick to see how the University of Hawaii could keep a guy like Mike Trapasso. It's just hard, to see him staying here, at a program, that I really do think that is in need of a change. No disrespect, not that I hate Mike Trapasso or have anything against him or any grudge, I just think that it's just time for a change. I haven't even been there hasn't been a buzz, in baseball in a while. I think the last time there was a buzz, for baseball was when was Colton Wong's years, and maybe the year after that, maybe. It's just
That's bad.
I just want them in any way to just let go of Mike and just turn a page on a new chapter. And just thinking about how the team played. The team played pretty good overall. I think that the players are they're meeting up to those. I feel that most of them are meeting up to to that halfway point. It's just that the guy that is supposed to meet them the other halfway to make to end that full mile is not meeting up, and that is Mike Trapasso. He's not meeting up to par. It's just sickening to see that that Mike Trapasso does bring all this talent, and he showed it again. He brought Scotty Scott. He brought in Blaze Paiva. No, not Paiva, but he brought in all this talent. Again, this year. And there are a few guys that contributed to the season, and to end up with a 20-30 record, and to end up last place in the Big West. It's just sick. It's to me, it's just unacceptable. I think what the University of Hawaii needs to do is to turn the page. Just like how they turned the page on football to Nick Rolovich. They turned the page to women's basketball. Look at women's basketball. We're not putting. There's no. It's not really like a buzz, but hey, they're winning. Last year they went to the women's basketball went to the conference finals, and lost there. There's just not a passion. There's no passion. I don't feel it, anymore. I remember I was a 10-year-old me, being so excited to go to UH game, seeing Colton Wong, seeing Vinny Catcher call, seeing Greg Garcia, and I can go on with names, about these great baseball players, but there's just no buzz, cause they're not winning. And I just think that, we need a change. David Mallon, if you're watching this, please take it into consideration, I'm not trying to do your job or anything, but please take this into consideration. It's cause I'm just not feeling it. Alright guys, this last segment here will be the Wats finale here, as we'll close out our first episode of What's Up here. And this segment here, I have 1 minute to discuss 3 topics that will be thrown at me, that was created by me, as well. So here we go right now. LA Rams, doing so much for the Hawaii community. They will be playing a preseason game against the Dallas Cowboys. Such an awesome experience. They had a 7-on-7 pylon, for the Hawaii high school football athletes. And the cheerleaders as well had a clinic for the cheerleaders as well. Such an amazing thing that the LA Rams are doing. And they've also doing cover 2 as well. Also, the University of Hawaii football, their season looks I think it looks pretty good. In my opinion, it's just that if we can find a great quarterback, and if our defense can hold, because we get the guys to do it, and we could make a New Year's Six bowl. And also, huge shout out to all of our Hawaii athletes here, along with our administration, the coaches, athletic directors, and everyone who has a part in Hawaii high school sports as well. Thank you so much for all that you do for these great young keiki here in Hawaii, and thank you for all your support as well. Alright guys, that will pretty much do it for the series premiere of Wats Up. If you haven't heard from my last video on Watch Sports about the positive comment shout out of the day, all you gotta do is leave a nice or a positive comment down below in the comment section, and you are automatically entered into the positive comment shout out of the day for my next video. If we do get a comment, which I pretty do, guys, please comment on what you guys think of the topics that I spoke of today, and other things that you may have concerns or thoughts about Hawaii sports as well. And guys, also don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you guys did enjoy the series premiere, and also hit that subscribe button as well. It is free. I mean, that's all I can say. It's free. You don't get free stuff anymore these days, sadly. I wish I had more free stuff come to me. I mean, not to me, but there's more free stuff available, if you know what I mean. But yeah, guys, that'll pretty much do it for the show. Please go ahead, subscribe, like, comment below, and all that. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace!